5 winter objects I only use after moving to America. I'm really interested to check this one out. See what kind of winter objects you use in America that we don't use over here in Britain. Yeah, I've seen whatever's on his head right now. I don't know if every American's walking around with this on his head, but we're definitely not rocking this in Britain. So yeah, let's jump straight into this. This is going to be a good video, man.
Known weather that would sort of necessitate this kind of headgear. There's wind, but there's not sort of wind that brings along with it a wind chill of -1 billion.
I'm pretty sure most people are wearing that.
Hello, I'm Lawrence, and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains
Winter
to
objects.
the weather. Of course, the weather in both countries at this time of year gets a little cold, and we as human beings have to survive. In order to do so, we don't just shut ourselves in our houses and stick the heating on high. I mean, we do that. In fact, I mostly do that.
Oh, wait, yeah, in the UK, we do that. In the winter, we go into our homes and we put the heating right up.
But there are other ways in which we survive, and that is through the use of winter objects.
Right.
Growing up in England, I will tell you now, there were certain winter objects with which I was familiar. You know, sledges instead of sleds, or toboggans. Did the same thing, pretty much.
Yep.
And just thin woolen gloves and snowballs. They're not an object. They're just that.
Oh, do you know what? It brings back memories. I used to have the thin gloves, pick up snowballs, and it would just like melt through my gloves. Bro, I may as well not have worn gloves.
Just snow congealed. But after moving to America, I realized there were actually a plethora of different objects I'd never encountered before because I never needed them.
This will be interesting.
And so what we're going to do today is we are going to go down 1 to 5, actually no, in reverse order, 5 to 1, and look at the very objects about which I'm speaking. Now, before we do get underway here, just a quick disclaimer and a recap. The disclaimer being that some of these objects may well turn up in England. It's just that I didn't have cause to use them back in England, and I don't think that I was an outlier in that regard. Whereas,
hey, listen. I'm here right now to clarify if we have them in the UK or not. I'm like the judge pretty much.
The objects I'm about to talk about are actually quite commonplace here in the United States as opposed to in England. Okay, so that's the disclaimer. And the reminder is, when I first moved to the United States, I moved to the American Midwest. Very specifically, I moved to the middle of Indiana. I've since moved on to Chicago. Of course, in both places and in much of the northern United States, snow and cold weather is absolutely paramount. That's probably not the right word. There's an abundance of it, shall we say. And we'll be looking at that as compared to the UK in a future video. But without further ado, let's take a look at 5 winter objects I didn't use until I moved to America.
Here we go. Here we go. Snow
this is an
shovel.
One. So shovel.
You know what? Now that I think about it, yeah, we don't actually use snow shovels. We actually don't. Do you know what's crazy, right? When I was younger, I actually thought America didn't get snow. I don't know why that is. But I always thought like the UK got snow, and I was like, oh, America don't get snow. But now, like, you guys get way more than us. Like, a lot of states in America, man, the snow that you get is mental.
Shovels absolutely exist in the United Kingdom. It's just that they're usually used for shoveling dirt. And because of the sort of rare event that is snow, you won't usually find somebody purchasing what is referred to as a snow shovel, that's sold as a snow shovel. Because there are differences between a snow shovel and a regular shovel. Yeah? It's usually size, because everything is bigger in America, and snow shovels are no different. And of course, snow itself is no different, at least here in the north. It was in my first winter here, my brother-in-law showed me how to use one. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It does what it says on the tin.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The only thing similar to that I've seen in the UK is a spade for the beach with sand. I've never seen a snow shovel in the UK. Never seen one.
Grab it by the handle and the whatever that bit is, the neck, and do that and throw it. It's a lot of hard labour. Nobody tells you that
Workout.
In. And my brother-in-law didn't tell me that going in, and I left with cramp in my arm. Actually, it would have been very useful if you'd have told me about the next entry on this list, you brother.
So wait, snow
Unfortunately,
blower.
just like the shovel, I don't have one of those handy to show
Wait, is this video just gonna be full of like equipment that you guys use just to get rid of the snow?
you, because I rent these days. But they are absolutely brilliant. And again, I've only used one once, but it was the absolute coolest machine, literally, because it was filled with snow. But the thing is about it, it's not filled with snow. I mean, it is temporarily, but what you do is you just push it along like this, right through the snow, and it just...
Bro, it's like a snow lawnmower. Huh? Wait, so it sucks snow in and then spits it out. But surely you're not getting rid of the... How are you getting rid of the snow? If snow is going in and being spat out, how are you actually getting rid of the snow?
Just pushes all of the snow out to the side. It's a bit... Usually hits family members, brother-in-law.
Oh, it moves it out the way. Oh, okay.
Also
Okay.
specifically, I did apologize at the time, and I still haven't spoken to him since. But they are absolutely amazing. We just don't have cores to use them much in the UK. You may see members of the council using them, but not actual human beings. So that was quite a revelation to realise that a lot of people had snowblowers just hanging around in their sheds. So, and the sheds were covered in snow too, so you had to use the snow shovel just to get into them, to get to the snowblower. It was like it defeated the purpose entirely until you did the garden. Both of these come in handy when you're just trying to get through the snow and to your actual car. We experienced
this. That snow in that picture right there is mad.
For about 8 years when we owned a car while living in Indiana. And I will tell you, one of the worst jobs during winter is shoveling the snow away from the vehicle just so you can get out. Sometimes it gets 2 feet deep and, you can't even see your car, much less get in it. And then once you've cleared all that away, you've still got to contend with the ice on the windscreens. And you can either turn on the car, heat it up.
Oh, you know what? In the winter, that's actually the worst. You know when your car, when you're like windscreen just goes like fully icy? Oh, having to get rid of that. Like normally I just sit in the car for ages just to have like the heating on and just let it melt. Or like I would get boiling. Oh, it's horrible. I hate it. I should probably like figure out a way how to get rid of it quick. But I've never really looked into it.
All the way up and just sit for an hour until it all melts. That's not happening. Or something else you could do if you were in a rush, which was me most days because I slept through my alarm, is you could scrape all of that ice off with what is known as an ice scraper.
Wait, is this what I need?
Again, I think they have these in the UK, but they're only used really in very, very extreme circumstances. This is something that you will do multiple times every single winter up here in the Midwest of the United States. I know, I did it, and I got a return to that arm cramp that I got from the shovel. It is just one long winter of arm cramp. I will say this, though. There is something quite pleasing about that. If you're wearing the right gloves and it's not too cold out, never do the ice scraping without gloves because you'll regret it 5 minutes after getting into the car. But if you've got gloves on and you're doing that, it is quite cathartic. So long as you don't break the windscreen. Sometimes it feels like you are doing that because you're scraping off basically ice, which can look and sound.
Alright, fair enough. I need an ice scraper. That's what I need. And not just sit in the car for ages, wait for it to melt.
Like glass. And then, once you've scraped off all the ice, right, and there's just bits of powdery ice on the windscreen and bits of snow, the best thing then to do is just open the door and slam it, and you just cause this sort of little avalanche on the car.
Oh, yeah, I've done that.
So long as you don't cause an actual avalanche. If you're living in the mountains, just be careful. I mentioned the gloves. It is very important to have good gloves, but equally important while you're wading through all of this snow is our fourth entry.
Wait, do we not have winter boots? You know what? People actually don't wear winter boots. Like in the past, I've definitely had some, but it's not like common to see people in boots. They would still be wearing like trainers and stuff.
I truly didn't believe how bad it was going to get in the Midwest until I actually saw it with my own eyes. So after doing all of the shoveling or the snow blowing or the scraping of the ice, I realized that I'd made the mistake of wearing sneakers in the snow the whole time. Don't do that because there's a number of reasons. Firstly, the snow gets inside your shoe. You don't want that.
Bad.
And also, it's just cold and wet all around. So you need to be able to keep your feet warm. I think that's almost the most important thing because those are the things that are going into the actual snow. So to do that, you have to have one of these. Well, not one. You need two.
Yo, that's a big boot. You know what? Everything is big in America. Because, like, bro, if I was going to get a boot in it... Actually, I'd be interested to get, like, a UK boot and American boot and compare them side by side.
They would be really silly if you only had one.
That looks big.
It's a boot, but look at it. It's bigger than me. And I have to get inside this. It is, you do
massive.
Feel protected. I feel like a foot soldier when I'm wearing this. And I do have another one just for the record. It's right here. Sorry, they've not been cleaned since last winter. I'll get round to that. Put one of them down because they are cumbersome and heavy. Arm cramp again. Arm cramp is the thing that happens in winter. But they are absolutely amazing.
Massive.
And they do keep your feet warm. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And
yeah, I can't lie. The inside right there, it's looking comfy. I ain't gonna lie.
And if you're ever set upon by an enemy, just kick them between the legs with this and they'll never come after you again. It's really two boots. It's this black boot right there that you see. But inside it is this sort of... I'm going to pull it out. Look at that. It looks like a wrestling boot. I've never noticed that before.
Wait, why is there a wrestling boot inside of a boot? Is that like the installation?
Again, if somebody comes at you, just pretend You are Ric Flair. Put that down. They're really good.
That's really cool.
I love them. I've had these 2 years. Absolutely need them in Chicago, especially if you're cycling in Chicago. That's nuts. Who does that in the snow? I did last winter. I'm a brave soul. I wouldn't be quite as brave, though, if I didn't have the final entry on
Right,
this
final
list.
one. What is it? Huh?
So this is a face shield.
Yo, bro, if someone wore that in the UK, we would all be thinking we're getting robbed. So what, bro? We saw wear that in the UK. Someone came. I don't care if it was snowy. If I walk around the corner and I see someone in that, I'm turning away fast. I am running fast, bro. He's gonna pull out a knife and I'm getting robbed.
And you know what? Its important job is that not only does it sort of keep snow off you and things like that, the important thing that it does is it keeps the cold wind, the harsh wind of Chicago off you. It also keeps those people that come at you off you. They'll think you're a Bond baddie and call MI6 or something. I don't know why I'm wearing this. Sorry if it looks terrifying. I'll take it down because there's no wind in here. I don't really need it. And actually, it's making it very hard to breathe.
You know what? I bet they are really warm. Like, I would love one of them in the winter, right? But the amount of weird looks out, it would be too many. People would be thinking I'm going to rob it. Yeah, it'd be bad.
Which isn't good when you're trying to present a video. But this is one of the best acquisitions I ever made as an athlete here in Chicago. I'm not an athlete. I mean, I ride to work for recreation. I wouldn't be seen dead wearing this in England. There'd be no reason to wear this in England. You know, you don't want to wear one of these while it's raining. That's for sure, because it would just get soaked all round. In England, I've never known weather that would sort of necessitate this kind of headgear. There's wind, but there's not sort of wind.
More like a very cold snow day, maybe.
Brings along with it a wind chill of minus a billion. I'm trying to think of a scenario in which you would need it. It doesn't quite go with the tweed hat, but I absolutely love it on me. My wife loves it.
It looks good.
What do you mean you don't? That's it for this episode. Thank you for me. My wife loves it on me. What do you mean you don't? That's it for this episode. Thank you for joining me here in this new year. No live stream tonight.
Yo, that was a really good video though. Enjoyed that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I'm live every single day on twitch.tv/L3WG. If you guys want to check me out over there. I'm currently live right now at this moment in time doing a subathon. I can't end stream until the timer hits 0. If you guys want to check it out, link in the description. Come and say hello. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.